Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Mindful and Mellow. Today is Sunday, May 11th. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that might be watching this. So today we'll use the Morgan Gray Tarot deck. We'll do a quick reading. One of my favorites called 3T's Tarot. So we think about something to take joy in, something to be mindful of, something to look forward to. So a great kind of way to wind down the weekend and look forward to the week ahead. So what's one thing to take joy in? One thing to take joy in. All right, let's see what comes up. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords. One thing to be mindful of. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Zoom in here a little bit. And then one thing to look forward to. We have the King of Swords. All right, so overall, I love all these cards together. So you're also kind of seeing some of the rainbow colors coming through. The sun is shining through the window, and there's a prism hanging in the window. So it's kind of like creating some of this rainbow reflection that you're seeing here on the table. So one thing to take joy in, we have an Ace of Swords. This is a brand new beginning, a brand new communication with somebody, perhaps. It could be a brand new idea or thought that kind of gives you something to be excited about, but something to that might be something you want to pursue. It might be a new idea or about a hobby, a job, or something going on in your life. So you might be getting a new idea or some sort of communication coming in from somebody. Someone kind of reaching their hand out as this hand is kind of coming out of the clouds, holding the swords up in the air. So swords are usually about clarity and understanding too. So you could be kind of gaining some clarity and understanding on something and feeling pretty good about what that is. So we'll pull a clarifying card just to see what else we need to know about this Ace of Swords. But overall, aces are wonderful things. Something to be mindful of. What I'm getting here is just like that you have there's a lot of abundance around you. So this is to be mindful of. Thoughts create things, and your mindset attracts, and as within, so without, as they say. So kind of like the world is a reflection of kind of like your inner state and being. So that's something to kind of be mindful of. The Ten of Pentacles is obviously a sound and secure position from a financial standpoint in particular. This is kind of like having reached that pinnacle, reached that state of kind of having all the funds and things that you need. So being mindful of that. So live from the state of like having what you want and not really desiring, not really needing anything else to feel better, right? I think, like you need to feel good now, to feel better later, if that makes sense, So, I think this is just a general reminder to focus on living in the end state of having everything that you want and feeling really good about like the things that you have, the way things come to you easily and effortlessly. The abundance of money, friends, whatever it is that's important to you, and kind of visualizing and thinking about that and living in that end state. Okay, something to look forward to. So the King of Swords. So this is again like we have two swords here, the Ace and the King. So the King of Swords is like thoughts, ideas, but the King of Swords, like he is logical. He is also like he embodies clear and effective communication. So you might be receiving some sort of communication from somebody, or you might be connecting with somebody in the near future. So what I'm seeing here with this is maybe this is the birth of the idea or the opportunity, but this is kind of like this is forward looking and connecting with somebody on that further. So again, this could be kind of job related, could be about who knows, about a trip. I just got a trip for somebody, anything along those lines. So it could be something like. This is in other words, this is step one. This is like, there's an opportunity, there's an idea, there's a preliminary discussion, there's an idea, a source of clarity, whatever it is. And then this is actually the next step. This is kind of like the next step, kind of connecting with somebody who's able to kind of get you in the door into something, kind of bring you in. So kings are usually older, more mature type of people, but they also have a lot of power and strength. And they also have a lot of influence, and particularly with the swords, we're talking about clarity, thoughts, and ideas. Clarity in and of itself can be great because it kind of frees you from the chains of like thoughts and overthinking sometimes, right? So let's use the Robin Hood Tarot deck. We'll use this and we'll just pull clarify for each card, just to get a little bit more insight into what that truly means. Okay, so tell us more about this Ace of Swords. Like, what should we take joy in? What do we have to take joy in? Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles. Again, so, this could be an idea that brings in, like, abundance and prosperity. This could be, kind of realizing that, you have all the talents and skills and abilities. So, the Queen of Pentacles, I mean, this is somebody who is, entrepreneurial, ambitious, also has but has the capability to be self-sufficient. So could be something related to that. It's kind of what I'm getting here. Let's talk about the Ten of Pentacles and something to be mindful of. Let's see, what do we need to be mindful of? Whoop, I need to cover that up because there's perceived nudity on that card. So let me pull out a handy Splenda packet. Okay, so this is the Lovers card. So the Lovers is about a match. This is a perfect vibration. So again, I do feel like this comes back to vibrating at the energy of where you want to be truly. So this is something to be mindful of. Be mindful of your vibration. What are your thoughts, ideas, and emotions pointing towards? Are they pointing to high vibe type of energies, or are they pointing to low vibrations? Are you focused on fear, jealousy, doubt, those kind of things that just are not effective and helpful? So the energy of the Lover's card is feeling that warmth, that love, that attention, and really truly embodying all of that. So I think that's something that's a wonderful card to have here. The Ten of Pentacles is all about kind of the, of course, achieving that end state. This is the legacy. This is kind of the developing the name for yourself, having the financial abundance, the security to realize that I have everything I need. I have enough money to do whatever I want to do. I feel good about my resources, and I feel somewhat free, is kind of what I'm getting here. So tell us more about the King of Swords and something to look forward to. Okay, so we get the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords could be about some sort of a decision. This could be something about, just kind of quieting your mind. You're just kind of in a holding pattern and waiting. So I do feel like this kind of comes back to what I was saying, right? There's something that's coming up with this page, this Ace of Swords. Something to take joy in. Is this birth of an idea, this potential opportunity, something, the possibility of something, maybe, and whatever that might be. Then there's going to be subsequent following steps. You just have to be patient and wait for those, because then you will be connecting, I feel with somebody on whatever this is. So there'll probably be a next step. Could be an interview, could be a further discussion, could be, connecting with, friends or whomever on, kind of setting up the, planning the initial phases of a trip, or, who knows, joining a sports team, something along those lines, starting a business, whatever it is. For you, I definitely feel you've got the idea and you're just excited about the idea. So enjoy the idea, consider the possibilities, okay? Just be open and receptive to that idea without immediately dispelling it as too hard or impossible or anything like that. So with that, I thank you for being here. Have a wonderful week and a happy Mother's Day.